This is one of my very favorite pillows that I've ever made, and you won't believe how easy it is to make.
Today, I have my friend Laura Jean with me. Laura is a great Instagram friend at first. We started following each other, and then we ended up finding out, like, oh my gosh, we live like a couple of miles from each other.
2 minutes.
If any of you were a part of our Ellen J. Good's Christmas private group, and we did some home tours, and Laura's was one of the homes. You can find her at Mobile Home Cottage on Instagram. Anyway, so I thought, let's have her come today, and we are gonna stencil pillows. We are gonna start with, I just have some blank pillowcases that I found in the bottom of a cabinet. We have, this is just a muslin. This is a linen, and these are, you know, our famous IKEA Vigda. Did you use bird toile? I have this spring flowers one, which Megan really liked. I just grabbed a few. I grabbed a few different stencils, and we are just going to stencil today.
Okay.
I'll be using Fusion Mineral Paint. One of the questions that we get asked most often, will Fusion stay on fabric? I have a closet full of paint clothes to prove that yes, Fusion does stay on your fabric. Once it's set, it's not going to wash out. Think about it. We are using stencil brushes, and we're really scrubbing into it. Now, the thing with the Fusion is, if you're using straight paint on a pillow, it might be a little stiffer at first, but then it does soften up with washing. But also, if you're not a fan of a stiffer paint, you can add fabric medium to it. That'll create a little more softness to our paint. But when your pillow has a zipper in the back, you do want to be mindful of that, because as you're stenciling over this, if you don't have something firm behind that top pillow layer, it's gonna look a little janky. I think I'm gonna go with a pretty green.
Okay.
Or light. I think lichen. I want to just load the very tip of my brush. Very often I'll work right out of my cap, because it's so shallow and it kind of keeps you from like dipping way down into your paint jar. I never dip my stencil brush down into a paint jar. I have some paper towel handy here, and what I'm gonna do, this is called offloading. Offloading is when you work the paint out of your brush and throughout your brush. So we're removing the excess out of the brush, and we're also distributing the paint more evenly throughout our brush. Every time that I dip into that paint, I'm going to offload so that I can work with a drier stencil brush. You look at how long I am working with this one bit of paint on my brush. This is one brush load that I have offloaded. So this is the end of this stencil. See this little leaf right here? I can line that up right over top of this.
Kind of.
It looks so beautifully just gray, doesn't it? And that is actually green. That is my kind of pillow right there. That's beautiful. I'm going to slide this down so I don't have issues going over that zipper in the back. Hopefully, when I get over here, I'll be able to make that little mark disappear. My next project I want to do is the cottage lace. So this is cottage lace. Mira's stencil does have a registry mark on it.
Nice.
You can see, well, maybe you can't, it might be hard to see here, but that is a registry mark. Right there, there's a little cross in each corner of the stencil, so that you can then line up your next stencil sheet
really nice.
With that. One, and why don't you hold that up, Laura?
Okay. Can I hold it right over my face?
That's pretty. That's
really
really pretty.
I love it.
I'm going to come back to mine here and I'm going to show you. These are pillows that we make, and they are just torn scraps of old linen and textile, old fabric. This is the kind of ruffle I'm talking about, that I think that would be really cool. This is the drop cloth right here. This is about a 5-inch, and I would just tear this. And of course, you would have a bigger piece. This has been washed and dried a few different times. So what I would do is I would start probably back in here, not at a corner. And I would sew, but as I'm sewing, I would just pleat as I go, and I would literally just top stitch right along that edge. It makes just the prettiest little rustic kind of ruffle. And I would do that all along here. I think that that could be so cute. Then when I get down here at the corner, I would create a mitered corner, give myself a nice overlap there and flip into it so that I can make that turn and then continue around the edge. But yeah, look how sweet that would look. Very, very cute. Kind of an idea of what that would look like. See that? With that ruffle all the way around, that little frayed ruffle all around.
Gosh, so cute.
Very cute. That's what I would do with this.
So you're the fire, you're the flare, you're the song inside my head.
Get out of here. Are you kidding me?
Gosh.
Do you see where she's going with this?
I love
Laura.
I'm going a little bit heavier with the color too, because I wanted
Yes.
I love it.
That is gorgeous. Stencils, you don't have to put them straight up and down. You can twist them and turn them however you want to really make them look like scattered flowers.
And the curse I've been living, the flag I'm giving, a signal. Pick me up, pick me up.
Okay, are we ready to take this
We are
tape
ready.
off?
Mm-hmm.
What color is that?
Algonquin.
Oh, how different it looks when it's a little heavier.
Yes,
And the
I
material,
know.
Oh,
too.
it's so cute.
And the fabric. That is great.
Now it's not perfect. You can see
Doesn't
there's
need to
some,
be.
It's all right. Again, you take 10 steps away from it and put a few other pillows around it. Who's gonna know, right?
Fire the signal, pick me up, pick me up.
All of the products that I used today are available at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York, or at lnjgoods.com. You'll find them listed in the description box below. While you're here, we'd sure love it if you would subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see next from L&J Goods.